What's going on, everybody? It's Mr. Affleck9916. Welcome back to episode 2 of the Jeff Davis Road to the Show. Here we are in spring training 2017. How about that, guys? 2017. After a disappointing loss in the National League Division Series, we got swept by the Cincinnati Reds, who went on to make it to the World Series and lose in the World Series to the Oakland Athletics. So, Jeff really trying to improve himself here in spring training. His first at bat of the spring, I believe that was, he got a base hit, and he's actually going to play a bit better throughout the spring. You'll see some of those highlights. His average is going to fluctuate up and down, but it's going to end up in a, I'd say, not a great position, but definitely better than last year, where he batted under the Mendoza line. Actually, his first 2 years he batted 174, so that was poor. But just a lot of stuff I want to work on here in the spring training. You know, getting back into the hang of playing MLB The Show and stuff like that. So, as you can see early on, Jeff is batting 222 with 2 RBIs. That's definitely already a lot better than 174. He's increased his average by just a crap load early on. He's going to pound this one deep into left center field. That one's going to fall into the gap. He's going to round first and come into second base with a double. Thought about third for a second there, but obviously wouldn't have had an opportunity because that throw was coming in fairly quick. So these first couple games, Jeff was off to a very hot start. I think at one point his average was up over 350. So he really got off to a good start in the first, maybe I'd say, week of spring training. He rips another one into the gap this time. He's going to round first and head to second and come in standing with a double. So another double for him. And he ends up with about 7 or 8 in spring training. I put all the main highlights in this video. Pretty much every double, every home run he hits, I think there's 1 or 2 of those. And then a couple of his nice singles as well. But the things I really wanted to work on was adjusting to the new swing timing here in MLB 15 The Show, because you no longer have to do the backswing. You just have to do the follow-through on the stick, on the analog. So that was one of the main things that I had to adjust for, was that. And it took me, as I said, quite a while to get there, but my timing got better and better the more I played through the spring training. Here's an example, though. I'm just way late on this pitch. That's caught before I even swing it. So that's just one of the examples of, you know, how I was getting behind, and that obviously cost me to strike out there. I didn't even chase that pitch. It was just the timing that was off. But it wasn't too bad, actually, to get adjusted. I think part of it was actually just the fact that I haven't really played MLB The Show since I believe it was November. Was my last video there. I chase a pitch, and that's the other thing I'm trying to work on, is just lowering the strikeout numbers in general. I get a hat trick in this game. That's 3 strikeouts. In the next game after this, I actually struck out 3 times again. So not what you want to see at all. Just an absolute disaster from behind the plate. Trying as hard as I can not to strike out. I had a stretch of about 3 or 4 games where I probably struck out like 9 or 10 times. Besides that, spring training was still, I'd say, high in strikeouts, but the numbers weren't pathetic. So, again, slight improvement in that category. It's so hard not to chase pitches out of the zone. You see it, and you just want to swing at it. The worst pitch for me is below. A changeup below, I always think it's a fastball, and I swing early, and I miss, and it's out of the zone, and there's no way I could have hit it. And it's a disaster every single time. So that's really what I'm trying to work on here. As you see, Jeff is going to get a double and end up coming around third and scoring a run. Good base running for him there. You're going to see that Jeff actually has a really solid spring in base running, but more on that later. There's that second hat trick. We luckily did get a double, so batting average wise, that wasn't a bad game, going 1 for 4. But 3 strikeouts, that's what I really need to work on to lower. That's always been my problem with MLB The Show. I've been playing since MLB 08, actually, and it's still always been the problem, as Jeff catches a little pop-up there. But as I said, I'm feeling good about this year. Spring training was definitely an improvement, and I feel like it's going to be a really good regular season here in 2017 as the Dodgers try to chase down a World Series. So we'll still rank #1 overall. And how badly do I want to win a World Series? This may be the best opportunity of Jeff Davis's career to win a World Series, as he ekes out a walk there. That's something he's going to have to work on. The Dodgers want to win that World Series. And then he plays some small ball. He's going to steal second base. I actually was a perfect 5 for 5 in stolen bases this spring training. I probably could have stolen a lot more. on my stats it says I was 5 for 6. What happened, I was on base and I accidentally hit the button when I was on second at one point. I don't know, this was sometime in the spring training, and I tried to get back and it counted as a stolen base. I think that was just getting picked off, but officially 5 for 6, but when I've actually tried to steal, 5 for 5, not bad at all. As you see, Jeff, though, pounds this one to left field, and that one is a home run. He hits that one way over the wall. Outfielder doesn't even get a chance to jump. That is his first home run of 2017 spring training, as he's going to round the bases, give a nice high five to his third base coach, and come on home. That's a bases empty home run, but regardless, a home run is a home run. Let's take another look at this. Swings perfectly, hits that one to the opposite field. That's what you want to see out of a player. 362 feet, not a monstrous shot, but a very, very high home run. So that obviously had a lot of power in that swing, and that one is obviously going to leave the ballpark for a home run. In the very next game, we're playing the Mariners. We're up 3-0 in the third. 2 runners on base already in the 2-2 pitch. That one is going to be hit to left field, and the outfielder goes back again, and it's another home run. I believe that's 2 at-bats in a row with 2 home runs for Jeff Davis. Or maybe 2 out of 3, something like that. Either way, quite incredible, as he's just going to do the rounding of the bases yet again. 2 home runs in 2 games. That's what we like to see. Look at that, 44 trading points, 3 RBIs, a 7-pitch at bat. And here's another replay of that one. This pitch is going to be up and in, but Jeff just hits it to the other side of the field. Once again, that's what you want to see out of a player. He takes that 2-seam fastball and hits it the other way, right where they ain't, and there's nobody outside of that wall. That one's going to go all the way to that wind farm, it seems like. 362 feet, home run. Again, not a super long one, but for someone who's not a super power hitter, I'll take it. A little bit later on, he gets a base hit down the right side. That outfielder is going to make a mistake, which is going to allow him to turn what would have been a double all the way into a triple. Thought about going home for a second, but he is happy settling into third base with a triple. So all of a sudden, Jeff really heating it up as we get towards the end of spring training. A couple home runs and a triple over just a 3 or 4 game span. I'll take it for someone who batted 174 last year. He's definitely starting to play a lot better. As you can see here, in the very next game, he's in the second inning. 1-2 count with a runner on third. This is a big opportunity to get that runner in, but unfortunately Jeff strikes out. That's that pitch that's low in the zone, that changeup below the bottom part of the plate that is just so hard not to swing at. It's actually pretty much impossible for me not to swing at a pitch like that. It's just really tough to lay off, and I'm not able to do it that time. He strikes out again later on in the game. That pitch was in the zone, but my timing was off. I was expecting an off-speed pitch. Hey, it happens even to the best of players. Not really much I can do about that one, so that wasn't a great game. As you can see, our average now has fallen down to 196. So despite those home runs and triples, I've been getting out quite a bit. So Jeff really needs to improve that average. He's going to get a base hit up the middle off a curveball right there. That gets us back over the Mendoza line. We're just trying to finish spring training at above 200. That would be a much better improvement, but by this point, we only have a couple games left, so we're going to do everything in our power to finish off well. Clayton Kershaw is the batter now. Expect with 2 outs, he won't be able to bunt, but Jeff wants to be aggressive here. He's going to run on first movement. There's the pitch. The throw is going to be dropped, and Jeff is just going to come in standing with a stolen base. I think he would have stolen that one even if the catcher was able to get a good throw. He had such a good jump on that pitch. So now on the next game against Arizona, bottom of the third, 1-1 count, and Jeff is going to hit that one to the left side for a base hit. That third baseman was actually playing in, which I found surprising. And because he was playing in, that is probably the reason why that was able to sneak by. So a little bit of luck. But always in baseball, there is a little bit of luck. As you can see, that is pretty much going to be a really tough play for that third baseman to make. He could have snagged that out of the air, but luckily he doesn't. Jeff going to go for another stolen base here. 0-0 in this game, so he's trying to get in scoring position, and he successfully does. Safe into second. And that's that type of stuff that really can benefit a team. If you can get the second on stolen base, then the next batter can hit you in. Especially a 0-0 game, that could give your team the lead. You take a look at the replay there. Again, not the most perfect of throws, but I think Jeff would have been safe anyway. He had a real good jump. So Playing a little defense here in our second to last series here of spring training. We're winning this game 3-2. Jeff is going to get this one, flip it to second, and over the first for the double play. Just a routine play there, but that preserves the lead. I think the Dodgers finished their spring training off with a 14-game, 14 win, 14 loss record. I'm not sure of that, but how about this? Jeff's last hit of the spring. That's going to be into the alley. That's a base hit. He's going to round first, go to second. That runner is going to go all the way home. He scores, and Jeff finishes out his spring training very, very successfully. A 6-pitch at bat, and that gets in an RBI. That's the type of stuff you want to see. I want to thank everyone for watching this video. As you see, here are our final stats for the spring. Jeff bats .227. Not too bad. As I said, could have been better, but it definitely could have been worse. 20 hits, 4 doubles, I think 2 home runs, and 8 RBIs. So in 88 at-bats. Definitely an improvement, and I feel like we have room to improve even more as we get to the regular season. With his numbers, we should be around the 260s for the averages. But again, a lot better than last year. We're definitely moving in the right direction, and I feel really, really good here about MLB 15 The Show, how Jeff Davis is going to play. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a ton of fun. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. If you want to see how Jeff Davis continues his career, make sure you give this video a like. Those help me get more views, and I really appreciate that. And make sure you leave a comment if you have anything you want to say, any questions you want to ask. I want to thank you all for watching, though. For now, we'll see you next time when the regular season starts. I'm Mr. Athletic 9916. Peace.